Hello, I'm Courtney, what's up? And today I'm going to be doing the soundtrack to your novel tag. This tag was created by Brittany and Books. I hope I got your username right. I think that's what it is, but I was tagged by one of my BookTube besties, Peyton from Peyton Reads, and I'll link both of their videos in the description box down below, and thank you so much, Peyton, for tagging me to do this. Pretty much in this tag, you play a bunch of songs from the writing playlist that you have for your book, and you just get to lip sync them and then discuss why that song is in your playlist, and you can also release an excerpt from your book that kind of represents that song, which that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you some excerpts because I don't think I've actually read an excerpt from GOODREADS. So you guys are about to be getting some exclusive sneak peeks. I'm going to be sharing 7 songs from my writing playlist because my writing playlist has over like 30, and if I did all 30, that would take a really long time. So I'm just going to do 7 that really summarize my book and a lot of my characters. So let's just get started with the tag. I honestly feel like it's mandatory for every writing playlist to have at least one Hamilton song. Like, my writing playlist has 5. But let me tell you, Burn represents Serna Rogue, my fave, so well. There's one specific lyric in the song that I think really summarizes Serna and just her life choices really well, I guess. The line where Eliza goes, "The world has no right to my heart." I just think that line right there is just a summary of Serna's love life. But recently I just wrote a chapter between 2 characters that really represent the song Burn. Like, literally I repeated Burn 10 times because it just goes with the chapter so well. But I'm not going to tell you who the characters are because I don't want to spoil that. But I will tell you a line from the chapter, and the line is, "The last time I said goodbye, something inside me still yearns for you. But now, there's nothing left inside me that could ever love you."
We were undefined, steady as the tide. Always fading, always fading. Take this sinking ship out the firing line. You go your way now, I'll go mine. Take this sinking ship out the firing line. You go your way now, I'll go mine. When the morning comes, see what we will find. You go your way now, I'll go mine.
So this song, This Sinking Ship, I adore this song so much. It is so good, okay? If you haven't heard it, like, go check out the whole thing. It is wonderful. But I really feel like this song, it really represents the friendship between Markia and Serna. I'm pretty positive I mentioned this in my first writing video about GOODREADS, but Markia and Serna, they were both orphans, and they found each other, and they became friends and stuck together until Brecken Chapel found Markia and Serna, and Markia was on the verge of death, so Brecken saved her, because if he didn't, she was going to die. But the excerpt I'm going to give for this song is coming from Serna, and it says, "Markia had left her 3 years ago, but it still nagged Serna. Serna wasn't sure why she pushed Markia to leave her. Serna liked Markia, she was her best friend, but the moment she came back from looking for something to eat and saw Brecken Chapel talking to her, something clicked. Markia had to go with him. There was no other option. Brecken Chapel was the son of the richest man in Riagon. He had a home, nice clothes, a meal to eat, and a bed to sleep in. Markia needed all of those things, and that's why Serna forced her to leave. Life must really hate me, Serna told herself, since it made me force my only friend away. Okay, so this song, Fall Apart, has been my jam. I love it. It's literally barely 3 minutes long, but it just gives me all the feels and it is so good. I think this song really represents Gale really well in his feelings towards Yana, because I think I mentioned that in my video to you. If I didn't, Gale has this huge crush on Yana and he will do anything to protect her, like how the song goes in the chorus. It goes, "I will never let you fall apart." That's how Gale feels about Yana. He's going to be there to comfort her and protect her, even though she doesn't need protecting, but he's gonna be there for her. He's never going to let her fall apart. The excerpt I'm going to share for this is coming from my baby Gale, and it says, "Do it," the voices in his head said. "Comfort her." So he put an arm around her shoulder and said, "Screw her. She doesn't know what she is missing." Yana laughed weakly. She didn't try to push his arm away. She let it stay around her shoulder, and Gale smiled so wide at the feeling of her being so close to him. They both looked at the stars, studying the constellations Gale's parents used to tell them about so long ago. In this moment, everything felt so right. Gale just had to hope that Yana felt the same way he did.
Are you afraid that you will never be the one? I try too hard to belong. I'm searching for something. For me, heard you were lost. Now left the compass and enjoy all of the sounds. Footsteps on the floor. I'll be waiting forever. For you, river flows so cold at the blood in your veins. Oh no, I'm still in your pain. You see right through me. You see right through me.
Oh my goodness, Window Pane, yes, it is my jam. It is so good. It is Yana's song. There's one lyric in the song where it goes, "There's something that I can say that makes you stay, that will make you stay." I think that's how it goes. And oh my goodness, that just literally, it represents Yana so well when she's talking to Serna, because Yana is like super in love with Serna, but Serna don't like her. Literally, that line, "There's nothing that I'll say that can make you stay," and that sums up their relationship so perfectly. So the excerpt I'm going to give for this song is coming from a Serna chapter, but it's between Serna and Yana, and it's this argument they're going through, because literally every 5 seconds they're arguing. "You loved the idea of me, Yana, a girl with pretty hair and was just a year younger than you. That's all it took for you to love me, but I thought I made it so clear that I wanted to know you. I wanted something real and genuine, but all I am to you is just an attraction." "That's not true," Yana snapped. "I loved you so much that when you left, my heart physically hurt. I'm pretty sure I missed a few beats some days. Stop fighting the issue that happened in the past. It's over. What happened between us can't happen again. And besides, it was never something anyway. We did have something, Serna. There were sparks between us, a connection. You and I were perfect for each other."
Can I trust you? Does your smile hide lies? Can I jump in and close my eyes? Can you tell me that you'll be here for all the little things? Can I lay in your arms? Can I love you? Would it be alright? Can I wait here when you say goodbye? 'Cause I've been hurt. Or can I try to just believe you'll never let me go?
This song, "Can I," is so beautiful. I love it. The moment I heard it, I just fell in love with it. It is such a great song. And when I first heard it, I was like, okay, this represents Yana really well, and it still does. But now thinking about it, it also represents Dayton really well too, because Dayton, he has just been through so much, and everyone that he's known has let go of him or doesn't love him at all. Like, he feels like everyone hates him. So that one lyric in the song where it goes, "Can I just try and believe that you'll never let me go?" That's how Dayton feels. He wants to have a special friend or just a friend. He just wants someone that will stay with him forever. After his mother died, everything continued going bad. His older sister started to hate Dayton. His father was losing more money and almost lost the farm. His mother's parents put them out of the will, saying it was their fault she died. Dayton's life was crumbling like a hurricane crashing through a shore. Even now, 7 years later, his life was still miserable. His father started neglecting him and forced him to work. His boss hated him because of his skin. 2 of his sisters ran off with some elderly men to the low, but then the men decided they weren't good enough. Dayton wasn't sure how his life got into this mess. But now there was some hope, and hope had a name, Marcia Stonefall. She believed in him, trusted him with knowledge, let him speak out his opinion. Marcia treated him with kindness and respect, and Dayton wasn't sure how a girl like her could be so kind to someone like him.
So this is what you meant when you said that you were spent. And now it's time to build from the bottom of the pit right to the top. Don't hold back. Packing my bags and getting me a academy arrangement. I don't ever wanna let you down. I don't ever wanna leave this town. 'Cause after all, they say he never sleeps at night. It's time to begin, there's a match. I got a little bit bigger, but they're not a match. I'm just the same as I was. Why don't you understand that I'm never changing who I am?
So this song, It's Time, is a cover by Gavin something. I don't know how to say his last name. And don't get me wrong, I love the original by Imagine Dragons, but when I heard this song a few weeks ago, I was just like, this is so good. I feel like this song just represents the book overall. You know how it goes in the chorus, it's time to begin. Like, I feel like this just represents how the plot is going, how the characters are feeling. It's time to begin and start doing things and going after our dreams, like what Mark is doing. She's had this map for like 3 years, and now she's like, that's it, I'm gonna find this corner and I'm gonna go to this place that it leads to. I'm gonna do things with my life. Markia looked at the group of people who surrounded her: a captain, a thief, orphan, co-captain, rich kid, and a fisherman. 6 people from completely different worlds were now all sitting together in a small dining room, wondering why they were all here. She had to convince them that she wasn't crazy for doing this. This is what you're living for. Markia got up from her chair. A fire erupted in her heart, making all her bones vibrate with confidence. Felina looked surprised to see her taking a stand, but that's what Markia wanted her to feel. She wanted to take their breaths away. I'll tell you why you're all here, Markia said. It's because the map I've had for over 3 years has brought all of us together, and together we'll find the place it leads to. The map is the reason why I live. It gives me a purpose to live. Doesn't it make you feel that way? What were our lives like before I showed up with the map? My jam. I love Don't Let Me Down. But I feel like this song, it relates to a lot of my characters, and when I first heard it, like with all the rest of these songs, literally I thought of Sterna and Yana, but I feel like also this song relates to Brecken Chapel. Brecken just thinks that this plan of Markia's is not the best. Like, Markia doesn't really know what she's doing, because, I mean, she's never led a group of people before. She has no idea what she's doing. And Brecken, he trusts her a lot, and plus, he likes her, and they may or may not be together already at the point I'm in my book. Maybe, I'm not gonna tell you. But Brecken, he trusts her and everything, but still he's a little iffy on everything. The last excerpt I'm going to give to you is actually coming from the chapter I'm working on right now, which is a Brecken chapter since I haven't written one in 50 million years. But I'm going to start with, what am I going to start with? Okay, let's start from the beginning of the chapter. It was only the fourth day being on the Dragon Beacon, but it had felt like an eternity to Brecken. Brecken supported Markia with her plan, but deep down, Brecken thought they were all going to die. He even... Oh, I actually can't say that part because that is spoilers. Never mind, we're gonna stop there. But that, my friends, was the soundtrack to your novel tag. I'm sorry if this was all over the place. Honestly, I wasn't prepared. Like, my lip syncs. Don't judge my lip syncs, okay? I don't know all the lyrics to these songs. And then, with these excerpts, man, these were hard to find, like, because so much stuff has happened, and I don't want to spoil too much, like, just what happened, like, 2 seconds ago. I literally couldn't say the third line of that chapter because it would spoil things. I still hoped you all enjoy this video. I had a really fun time doing this, and I tag any of you. If you guys want to do it, go do it, because this is super fun, and I would love to see you all do this and talk about your books, because I love talking about writing with people. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video today, and I am Courtney, and I'll see y'all next time with a new video up soon, so I will see you then, so bye!